Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have such an exciting video for you guys today, and the video today is going to be my book recommendations. I love books. The books that I'm going to recommend could vary from like age recommendations, but anyways, I'm super excited, so let's get right into this video. Alright, so I had to be really picky choosy because I would have literally picked every single book off of my shelf, and that would have been a lot of books. So I've narrowed it down, but it's still quite a few books. The first one is such a solid one. I think it's good for like honestly any ages, and it's Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. This was life-changing. This is like a really old copy. My mom passed this down to me, and I love this. The original movie is great. I do prefer the newer one, mainly because it has Timothée Chalamet. And I do believe it's a Greta Gerwig film, which I love her films, so of course I'm gonna love it. So read a lot of the graphic novel, kind of like adaptions that is like more of like a new age one for like this era of time, and they're really good too. This one, I think I read this in like maybe like 3rd or 4th grade, maybe even 2nd grade, but I think it's a good book for honestly any ages. It's Can You See Me by Libby Scott and Rebecca Westcott, and this is such a good book. Somebody who's neurodivergent, representation matters a lot.
Yes!
And this book I found represented autism really well, in girls especially. I did not rate this 5 stars initially because it was such an aggravating book to me, and not because it was a bad book, just because the story, like the characters, was just frustrating for me to be hearing this and not be able to like step in and be like, no! But it was such a good book, so well written. Next one, I read this in 4th grade for the first time, and then it was reread to me by my 5th grade teacher. So this is Ghost Boys. It's by Jewel Parker Rhodes. Such an amazing book. It is one of those books that really matters in just this day of age and any day of age in general. And I think, this author wrote Towers Falling, which I haven't read, but I've heard it's really good. But yeah, this is just a phenomenal book, and it's really eye-opening. This one was gifted to me by my 3rd grade teacher, and so I do think that it's more of a book for a younger audience, but honestly, who cares? Any age could read this because it's really good. It's from the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis, but it is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. There's a movie of this. It gives me Harry Potter vibes as well. Lord of the Rings and The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe is like immediate things I think of whenever I see Harry Potter, because I feel like they really contributed to the plotline of Harry Potter. They just seem really similar. This is a graphic novel, and for quite a while, or for most of my like reading, I have always read graphic novels because I struggle with stamina in reading. So graphic novels have been a great outlet for me, but I've now discovered audiobooks, so those are really great because I love novels. I just don't have the stamina to read them, but I'm often missing out because a lot of them aren't made into graphic novels. But this one is called Through the Woods by Emily Carroll, and it's a combination of a whole bunch of different stories. And it's kind of like a spooky horror kind of vibe. I wouldn't say that it's for a younger audience because it's a little bit gory. I found in like me reading it, I found that it was often left for interpretation at the end. I found that for most of the stories, they didn't exactly end as like an ending. It was kind of left for you to kind of think. Obviously, Heartstopper. I only have the 5th book in my shelves, but still amazing. I loved the whole Heartstopper series. It's also just breathtaking illustrations. Like, the show is great. It's so good. I highly recommend. The beginning books are maybe for like a younger audience, but the later books, especially the 5th one, is a little bit risque, but it's okay. I also recommend This Winter because there's short novels and also bigger novels that go along with the characters that are in Heartstopper. And I only read This Winter and Radio Silence, which is coming up, but I recommend This Winter. It's so good. And for me, it was easy to read because it's a short novel, so I could read it a lot easier. Alright, so low-key, I went to go get gummies because I was hungry. These are from Compliments, and it's the Sour Gummy Treats mix. This is honestly the best mix. The flavors and the gummies are just like so good. This is like the watermelon one. Anyways, on to the one I was just talking about by the same author, which is Radio Silence. This was a big book. I think it's like almost 500 pages or something like that. And this is such a good book. Most of her books, they're connected to like the characters from the Heartstopper series. I felt so many emotions reading it. And there were parts where I was like really upset, feeling like on the verge of like crying. Alright, on to the next stack. Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I love the Hunger Games. I'm gonna be completely honest. We talked about my issues with stamina and reading and all that. I may or may not have only watched the movies.
Oh my gosh!
The first audiobook that I ever listened to was Sunrise on the Reaping, her newest book that I think came out in March. It was phenomenal. If you haven't read it or listened to it, go do it now. But it's just chef's kiss. I'm so freaking excited for the movie. Another basic one. Twilight. If you didn't already guess, I only got about 30 pages into this, but the movies are amazing, and the 30 pages I read of this were pretty freaking good. I've always been into like the magical sort of kind of thing, but I never ever watched anything with like vampires or like werewolves, aside from like Monster High. It was like eye-opening. I was like, a whole new world. I kind of hit that. See, Harry Potter. I'm a freaking nerd when it comes to Harry Potter, Hunger Games, like all that. I love Harry Potter. I talked about my obsession with Harry Potter. This was the first ever book I got. This beautiful cover. But I have all the original ones. Some Ravenclaw. My Chamber of Secrets, I have the original one, but I also have a special Ravenclaw edition. Another J.K. Rowling book, The Ichabod. This is probably for like a younger audience, but it was kind of scary. Like, I think I read it in like 4th or 5th grade. Whenever it came out, I got it like a couple months after it came out. This scared me. Like, this was kind of ugh. But the unique thing about this is that they sent out a call, and the illustrations are all from different, like, actual kids. Like, they have their names and their ages. Like, look, those are illustrated by kids, which I thought was so unique. On to these two. These are informational ones, and they are both on 2S LGBTQIA+ stuff. So the first one is This Book is Gay by Juno Dawson, and this book, amazing. It really explains things well, and it really goes in depth, and it really just explains everything. It's like a whole book of just, that's why it's called This Book is Gay, because it's just a whole book explaining so much, and it was really good for me to read as a queer individual. I didn't know some of these things, even though I'm extremely educated. I learned from this book. I also learned from this book, which is The Gay Agenda. It's a modern queer history and handbook, and it's by Ashley Malesso and Chess Needham? I'm probably butchering these. But anyways, this is amazing. I did a book report on this for school, and this is a great book because one thing that helps with keeping up with like my stamina on reading is bright books with lots of illustrations. Oh, I just lost one of my little things. Look at this. Like, this is just like so eye-catching. Like, who wouldn't want to read this? And it goes really in depth as well. It talks about history, it talks about people, it talks about like definitions for like different sexualities and gender identities, and it also breaks things up into time frames. So this section is all on the 2000s, and it tells you about different things that are in this kind of section. Also went into explaining what the letters stand for, and it's so good at explaining while also keeping your attention with like the detailing and all that. I do have some honorable mentions that I'm gonna put some photos here and some photos here. Oh, that hurt my teeth. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you read some of these or listen to them, whatever. This video was good. I hope I didn't like talk too long, but I just love books and I love movies and shows. Ooh, I could do movie and show recommendations. That might be the next video or another one. Anyways, it's gonna be a video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you have a lovely day, night, afternoon, evening, whatever. And I love you. Thank you for watching. And if you feel like it, please like or subscribe or turn on the notifications, some of that jazz. Please, I love you.